Now, you know what happened? I'm from Trinidad, and my father was a dentist, and some boys were running me down High Street to beat me up. I don't really remember why, but they were chasing me down High Street. I ran up to my father's office. He was with a patient in the chair, and I said, some boys are trying to beat me up. They're downstairs. Man, he left the patient and he ran downstairs, and they were caught in the traffic there, with a red light there, and he tapped them up and whatever. The parents came to his house afterwards. He said, well, why are you chasing my son on High Street for to beat him up, he says. He said, why don't you discipline your son properly? Now, the thing is this. When I was in trouble and I burnt myself out, I'll get to that a little later, but I tell you what, I cried out to the Lord. I was dying. I was dying, Pastor Joshua. I was dying. This thing had come upon me, and I did not know what it was. And I didn't even read the part that says, glorify the Lord if this strange thing has come on you. I didn't know anything about the word whatsoever, but I tell you what, I cried out to the Lord, and this is exactly what happened. Exactly what happened with my father. And this if you want to go to Psalms 18, 6. In my trouble I called to the Lord. I called to the Lord God for help. In his temple he heard my voice. He listened to my cry. Then the earth trembled and shook. The foundations and mountains rocked and quivered, because God was angry. Smoke poured out from his nostrils, a consuming flame and burning coals from his mouth. He tore the sky open and came down with a dark cloud under his feet. He flew quickly on the winged creature. He traveled on the wings of the wind. He covered himself in darkness. Thick clouds full of water surrounded him. Hailstones, flashes of fire came from the lightning before him and broke through the dark clouds. Then the Lord thundered from the sky. The voice of the Most High was heard. He shot his arrows and scattered his enemies. With flashes of lightning, he sent them running. And if you think those guys are fast in the Olympics, you ain't seen nothing yet. Those guys took off like a bullet. The floor of the ocean was laid bare, and the foundations of the earth were uncovered. When you rebuked your enemies, Lord, and roared at them in anger. You see, the devil wanted me, you see. I was for the almighty dollar, and I was what you would call an honest adulterer. I told my wife everything. Anyway, never took drugs, never lied, never stole since I was a little boy, and I took that $20 from my father's pocket. But I tell you what, I am a sinner. We are all sinners. The Lord reached down and took hold of me. He pulled me out of the deep waters. He rescued me from my powerful enemies and all those who hate me. They were too strong for me. When I was in trouble, they attacked me, but the Lord protected me. He helped me out of danger. He saved me because he was pleased with me. You see, God looks in the heart. Now you could be, I accepted the Lord when I was 4 years old. I believed, I said my prayers. My mother taught me the Lord's Prayer, and I believed. She told me I had a guardian angel. And you know what? I was not probably born again, but the Lord knew my heart, and he says, okay, angels, you see that guy down there? He's going to be mine, so you take good care of him. You lead him on the path. Don't let him want for anything, and one day he's going to come and receive me. So anyway, that's what I believe happened, honestly.